My name is Geoff Carlston. I am the head volleyball coach here at Ohio University, and my interest and the reason I came here was I was in the Peace Corps in Central America, Belize, Central America, for 2 years back in 1995-97. Worked closely with youth gangs and incorporating sports, specifically basketball and soccer, in terms of working and trying to get youth who were in gangs to work together and kind of use that as a vehicle to get into vocational issues and educational issues. So trying to kind of get them off the street through athletics, and then addressing some other life skills issues through that, and as a jumping stone from that, end up presenting that, put together that work and presented that in Cape Town, South Africa, in the International Symposium on Social Development. And while over there, got connected to two street workers in Cape Town, and worked very closely with them over the summer, working with street kids and kids who had essentially had no homes. And again, we used athletics and mainly soccer, football, over there to bring these kids, get these kids off the street, and then once we had them there, to use that as a means to try to get into some other deeper issues like conflict resolution, try to get them a base of education, and get them some sort of vocation that they could get them off the streets. Just was a part of very interested in the topic, and I was excited to be here and be asked to come here. And then also just sort of the practical end of, as a coach right now currently, how dynamics and how team dynamics through sport can be used sort of as a microcosm of the larger society. So, Central America and the United States, and also in Cape Town, South Africa, very similar things tying over between those the three nations, and I think just working specifically with sports and athletics to use that as a means to an end, so to speak. So that's been my background. I'm still very interested in it. I really liked what we did here this weekend, and hopefully I contributed on some level. So, and I'll definitely be taking some of the things I learned here into my team currently, and ultimately I'd like to get back to some other countries and work with it.
What about this idea that's been pushed forward that to get more coaches involved in this? Because ideally, most of the people obviously are people who are very ardent sports supporters or academics as far as sports go. But to get practitioners in here, what are some thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think ultimately you have to get to the practical model, otherwise you're just talking about it. So I think the idea of getting coaches from various countries, certainly not only from the United States, because there's so many, coaching is such a cultural thing as well, not only gender, but coaching styles in the United States vary so much just within the United States, but certainly coaching styles in the United States are different than coaching styles in South Africa, which are different than coaching styles perhaps in Central America. So I think it's be a great addition, since a lot of the topics that were brought up today were on training trainers. So coaches, if you're talking about sports, the trainers are the coaches, and if your coaches aren't being successful and aren't very cognizant of the way that they're working with kids, then you're going to have a problem. You're going to be less successful, and I think also the sustainability part of it. So I think bringing in coaches to add sort of a practical end of it is always great, especially on an when you have a lot of academic talk and research and theory. Ultimately, especially when you're working with kids and you're working with trying to get through to especially kids who are maybe at risk on some level, to get to the practical end I think is extremely important, and coaches are certainly a part of that.